Hello, everyone, and thank you again for tuning in to our meditations. It's lovely to be with you again. So, before we get started on our relaxation and so forth, I want to just say a couple of things. So far, you've been practicing with me techniques of tensing and relaxing, which is, as you know, very helpful in releasing any excess carbon dioxide from the lungs and helpful in allowing you to relax a little bit more easily. So that's a technique that I recommend for all occasions when you sit to relax or to meditate. So please keep that in mind. We may not do it each time in these practices, but keep it in mind for your own practices, please. We have touched on some visualization techniques. Remember, with the still, calm lake and the absence of ripples and waves, a lovely metaphor for our calm mind to get rid of those restless thoughts. We have worked quite a lot with affirmations over the last couple of weeks, and they're always very helpful. I've used them for all my time since the 70s in my yoga practice and meditation and stress relief and all that sort of thing. So affirmations for all occasions, I've got lists of them if you ever want to get specific about any particular subject. Now, we've also covered breathing practices with counting, rhythmic breathing, counting different rhythms with your breath. This is also a very important aspect leading toward your meditation because it does require some concentration, and concentration is really the foundation or the very essence of moving towards meditation. So we will be continuing with those. Now, this is like a question, really. How have you felt about the still, quiet time without my speaking throughout the meditations? You know, it was only ever 5 minutes, never more than 5 minutes. But if you're not used to being still without guidance, that can be a challenge, because that's the very time that the mind will start jumping around and wondering what's coming next, or is she going to say anything soon? So I suggest that you just stay with that and always just come back to your breathing. But the main thing is we lead into that stillness with some thoughts, with some word or an affirmation, something like that, that you can actually just let your mind rest on. And that's really what is probably the best thing for the moment, to stay with that and just to be patient with that quiet time. You might find it perfectly okay, and that's great too. But I know many people don't, and I'm sure I didn't in the very beginning. I found meditation very difficult. I was very tense and found it very hard to relax when I first started meditation. So it's all to do with the human condition and what our life is all about. But the main thing is, again, that we can take control of that. Not in the sense of controlling, but control in the sense that we manage it very, very well, so that we remain in good health, physically, emotionally, and mentally. So apropos of that quiet time, I may introduce, not today, but at some stage, the singing bowl, just to concentrate and just to let the mind rest on a sound rather than just no sound. Right, so that covers that, and we will get going now. I want you to always resolve to yourself when you sit to relax or meditate. Say to yourself, I am here now for meditation. And that sets the scene within yourself. And we build on that with our relaxation and various other techniques. Techniques are important because they help to support us on our journey into meditation. So it's all good. It's a vast, vast, vast subject and practice. So we're just in the beginning, and even if you have been meditating for many years, there's no problem with going back to basics. I always find that very helpful. And we're learning all the time. We're learning more and more about ourselves and about our practice. So, take a deep breath in now. I certainly need one. Inhaling. And hold it nice and steadily. And exhale with a double breath. And now let your breath just flow. Nice, easy, flowing breath. So before we even start our body scan, I want to just give you some words that Yogananda has given us. Many words, many wise and wonderful words. This is just a little paragraph from one of his writings, and I found it to be quite pertinent to where we are excuse me, in the world at the moment. So here we are. He says now, the world will go on like this in its ups and downs. Where shall we look for a sense of direction? Not to the prejudices roused within us by our habits and the environmental influences of our families, our country, or the world, but to the guiding voice of truth within. And that's so true, and that's really the objective, the goal, or the purpose of these practices. And these practices were given so many centuries ago by the yogis and the wise ones. The saints, of course. It's not just exclusively to yoga and the gurus, because there were many great wise ones in the past that said exactly the same thing as we say through the yoga texts and scriptures. So keeping that in mind now, and settle into your upright sitting posture. Just make sure you're comfortable enough that you're less likely to be distracted in the physical sense. All right, so your feet are grounded. Your spine is upright, not rigid. Again, a reminder not to let any rigidity surface within your body. Be aware that your head is beautifully poised. Your neck is long and your chin drawn in. Your arms are resting on the top of your hands, at least, the back of your hands resting on the top of your thighs. Now coming to your eyes. let your eyes be lightly closed, as you know ever so well now. Just to withdraw that sense of sight that often distracts and can sometimes disturb you. Imagine that behind your closed eyes, you're looking within, and you're not looking to anything that is abrasive or distracting or disturbing. Imagine that you're looking in to that beautiful, calm place within yourself. You'll feel that more and more as you learn and practice to relax. And so now just let your shoulders drop. Shoulders drop. Lower jaw drops a little bit. All these little hot spots in the body that tend to gather tension. Attending to them well now by letting them go and feeling that lightness. Tension is something that is really tight and heavy, whereas relaxation is light and expansive. So think of that. Think of your whole body becoming light and expansive. So let that ease stream down through your body now. You feel it in your shoulders. Your expression is radiating a feeling and a presence of contentment. And that lightness streams down through your body, through all the organs and systems in your body. Organs and systems need that conscious feeling of easing. They work very hard within our body, and so too does our nervous system. The nerves can be heightened at any moment, depending on what we're doing. So imagine that all the nerves in your body start to relax and let go. There's nothing to be ready for now. There's no fight or flight response required in your body. Rather, you're moving into what we refer to as the relaxation response, allowing your body to relax, and it feels good. So your whole body is relaxed and ready. Bring your mind now to that natural breath rhythm. Let your natural breath rhythm flow in and out of the body. It feels good as well. It has a calming effect. And if the breath is restless, the mind is restless. So rather have the breath leading the way. Calm your breath, and the mind will follow. Now remember, a little while ago I made reference to whatever you are thinking, there is your consciousness. There is your consciousness. Whatever you're thinking, there is your consciousness. And so with our meditation practices, you are going to lift your consciousness. As you continue to meditate with sincerity, with faith, of course, your consciousness will lift. perhaps being more positive, more aware or more mindful of what you think and what you do, how you act, how you react. It's all part of the unfolding of your higher consciousness. And there's plenty of time for that. Just one step at a time is good. And a very consoling words are that with peace that we foster in our relaxation and meditation comes true understanding and clarity. With peace comes true understanding and clarity of mind. So move towards your goal with peace. Now, you may not particularly have set a goal per se, but even choosing to sit and meditate, you do, whether consciously or unconsciously, have that intention to foster that still calm place within yourself. And so that's where we go now, into that inner world of calmness and peace. We help it along a little bit with some mindful breathing. So just establish your connection with the easy, natural breath rhythm now. I give you a moment to do that. Tune in, turn your mind in and around the natural breath rhythm. And now bring your mind around the breath and as you breathe in, we've practiced this before, saying the words, I know I'm breathing in. And as you breathe out, I know I'm breathing out. Just do that for a couple of moments. And for the purpose of concentration, as you say the words, I'm breathing in, start with 20. I know I'm breathing in 20. I know I'm breathing out 20. I know I'm breathing in 19. I know I'm breathing out 19. Please continue going backwards. And now let go of the counting. Let your breath resume its natural rhythm. And just lower your shoulders once again. Just roll your shoulders back. Check that your chin is drawn in and that you feel perfectly relaxed. It's not uncommon that you might gather some tension throughout a breath practice like that, so just let it go again. Your whole body is relaxed. Your mind is at peace. So I want you to focus now simply on the word peace. You might silently say that word. That's what you're going to be doing throughout the next short phase of stillness. Try and lift your eyes, your eye gaze toward the eyebrow center. No effort or strain. And as you breathe, just say the word to yourself, peace. 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 Please continue. Now, releasing the word. Feel the stillness, feel that peace. Words hold very strong vibrations. And the word peace is a very significant word for us all. Most of us, if not all of us, want to feel peace. It's usually directed around us. We want peace in our world, peace in our families, peace everywhere. And that can come as well. But truly, to really feel peace, it must start from within. And you'll find that once you establish an inner peace, that it will radiate out and touch all those that you come in contact with. May not be possible to maintain that level of peace within every moment of the day, but if it's there, you will be able to return to it and continue to build on it. So before we leave our quiet space, I'd like to just read those words for you one more time. The world will go on like this in its ups and downs. Where shall we look for a sense of direction? Not to the prejudices roused within us by our habits and the environmental influences of our families, our country, or the world, but to the guiding voice of truth within. So that's where we want to be. We want to be connected and in touch, in relationship with that voice of truth within. And in the silence, in the stillness, you will realize that still, quiet voice guiding you and blessing you. So now just beginning to breathe a little deeper, and stretching a little bit, stretching up and out. And bring your hands down into prayer position, that Manjali Mudra that a lot of you are familiar with, prayer position at the heart center. And just hold it there for a moment, feeling gratitude, feeling peace. Gratitude for what you're doing for yourself. So thank you again for listening, and I look forward again to our next session. Lots of love and blessings.